Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen from Zen Multiverse, and I hope you're having a great day. So today we are doing 10 facts you did not know about the Darkhold. Now we saw the Darkhold in WandaVision, and we also, for some of us, we saw it also in Agents of Shield, which are two different Darkholds because the continuities don't really splice together. But you never know. With the multiverse of madness and what happened in Loki, we could say that maybe they are in line in some type of way, right? But let's go over the facts.
You will never amount to anything. We shall see, brother.
Number 10. So Morgan Le Fay, which is a sorcerer in the 6th century, once used the Darkhold in order to capture and imprison Chthon. Now, Chthon is the creator of the Darkhold, right? The person who put together all the spells in order to just to have a registry of those dark spells, right? And Morgan Le Fay once tried to summon Chthon in order to do her bidding, not realizing, her and her acolytes not realizing that you don't do that to Chthon. He's way too powerful. So they try to put him back into his dimension, but they could not. So all they were left to do was to basically to trap him, and they trapped him in Wendigo Mountain. Number 9. So Chthon, that we just talked about in number 10, used the Darkhold in order to possess the Scarlet Witch. Now we know the Scarlet Witch to be just immensely powerful, and at one point Chthon used Scarlet Witch as basically a vessel for him to come into, right? A lot of entities will use vessels, right, as their bridge, right, to come into our dimension, because either they house powerful abilities or they just needed a vessel to come in. But the two are true for Scarlet Witch, but he couldn't do it on his own, so he needed some dark spells, and those dark spells came from the Darkhold itself. The next one, this one is pretty cool. The Darkhold created the first vampire. Now, that first vampire, some people will say like, oh, is it Dracula? No, it's not Dracula. It's actually a person named Varney, and he utilized the Darkhold in order to unleash unspeakable but also unknowing evil on the world. And once he died, he was resurrected as the first vampire. Pretty cool. Number 7. Now, with number 7, we know the Darkhold could do a lot of different things, a lot of different spells and all things of that nature. But did you know that the Darkhold has the ability to access and transport you to various dimensions? Now, how many dimensions? I'm going to say all of them, right? Because it just has spells that leave you with the access, right? Now, when we're thinking about Doctor Strange, every time Doctor Strange is doing a spell, he's literally accessing a different being, right? A mystical being of sorts, and those beings will come from other dimensions. Now, the Darkhold has the ability to access those dimensions, right? Pretty cool. I often wonder, does the Darkhold have the ability to go to the Brimstone dimension? And that's the dimension where Nightcrawler teleports and bamps in and out of, right? Just a thought. Number 6. So there was once a story where the Darkhold transformed Blade, right, the vampire slayer, the Daywalker that we know, into the Demigorg. Now, the Demigorg is a powerful being that can literally kill gods itself, right? So in this story, this particular story, basically Chthon wanted his own version of a Demigorg, and he transformed Blade into a Demigorg, and it is a sight to behold. Number 5 on our list is the Darkhold can steal your soul. Now, here's the thing about the Darkhold. It's a give and take base kind of agreement, right? So whatever you want the Darkhold to do, it can do, but there's a price to be paid. Now, there was a sorcerer named Mordred, and Mordred basically used the Darkhold. He wanted to use access dark spells, chaos magic, and things of that nature, not to do bad, but to do good. But what happened eventually was that the book started to take over, right? To take him over, and essentially strip his soul away. And he was no longer doing good, but he was a servant of Chthon, and basically used Mordred in order to free him from his imprisonment. I know, the things you do for the sake of all of humanity. Number 4. So once cultists used the Darkhold in order to basically they they use Carnage, right? Carnage, the Carnage that we know from Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage, and things of the nature. They basically read a script, right? And the script basically talked about a Red Slayer, and they interpreted literally. The interpretation was for Carnage itself, right? Were they right? Absolutely. But they basically tried to use Carnage as a sacrifice to number one, summon some demons. And also they used it to try to summon Chthon back, right? It seems like in a lot of these there's Chthon and then the Darkhold. The two go hand in hand, but again, they try to sacrifice Carnage. Did you know that the Darkhold has a spell that has the ability to destroy all vampires? Pretty cool. Here's another one, right? As we're finishing up our top 10, Morbius once used the Darkhold in order to resurrect his girlfriend. Now, remember when we talked about the Darkhold was basically a give and take? He was able to summon his girlfriend, but she came back without the ability to feel, meaning she's just a vessel, right? So what he needed to do to undo pretty much everything, he needed to basically kill her. He needed to kill her. He stabbed her right through her heart, right? Unfortunate, very sad, but it did happen. Right, here's the last one here. So the Darkhold introduced the Werewolf's Curse. Now, way back, Dracula basically commanded a wolf of sorts to bite someone, okay? For lack of better words, to just make it really simple, right? And basically, it wasn't until, and it stayed, right? Basically in his bloodline, in his family bloodline for a long time, until someone from that bloodline basically read the pages of the Darkhold, and once they read the pages of the Darkhold, it activated the werewolf base spell, right? We know about werewolves from Werewolf by Night, and it's also number 4 is the first introduction of the Darkhold, so the two go hand in hand. But I hope you enjoyed today's top 10 facts that you did not know about the Darkhold. With that being said, this is Zen from Zen Multiverse saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, I'll catch you all later for the next one. Comment. Later.